Hi guys, good morning. Srinivas, are you good to start or we're waiting for someone?
Umbraco CMSs. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So along with that, like I'm looking for this AEM so that it will add value to my profile. So see, all
Mm-hmm.
our CMSs, like I am aware of .NET based CMSs, so I just want to uh, learn the AEM, which is a Java based CMS.
Yes, yes. And as you know, it's a Java-based CMS. So, do you have basic knowledge of Java?
Yes, of course, I have minimal
Okay.
knowledge, like how the same thing, like as I told,
Mm-hmm.
throughout my career, I have a .NET developer along with Umbraco.
Okay, okay, fine. Okay, so Funny, you can go ahead, please.
Yeah, hi, yeah. Yeah, I have been working as a front-end developer
Mm-hmm.
from 10 years, more than 10 years. Right now in my company, we are using IBM Wikim for content management. So in my current position, I develop templates and also
Mm-hmm.
maintaining all the CSS, HTML, and also I develop personalization too.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, my company decided to use AEM instead of Wikim.
Mm-hmm.
So there, we are migrating all the content from IBM Wikim to AEM. So that's why I want to learn AEM. I want to learn how to develop templates, all those.
Okay. And what about your basic knowledge in Java?
I took the course 10 years back, but
Mm-hmm.
since I have been working
The content.
as a front-end developer, JavaScript, I have been working
Mm-hmm.
from 10 years. jQuery also I know well.
Okay, you can brush up your Java knowledge also.
Yes, yeah.
Raj, you can go ahead, please. Raj, are you saying something? I can't hear you. Still, I'm not able to hear you. Uh, Raj, you are not audible to me. What about others? Others, can you hear Raj?
No, no.
Okay.
No.
Okay. In between, Balakrishna joined. Yeah, Balakrishna, you can introduce yourself and let us know why you are interested in learning AM and what about your basic knowledge in Java. Balakrishna, are you there? You are on mute. Okay. Yeah, Raj, you can start.
Sir, can I audible?
Yes, 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 I can hear you. Yeah, go ahead,
Uh,
please.
Sir, my name is Rajodan Kai. I'm recently graduate in 2024 June batch. I'm a
Okay.
BTech complete CS student, so I'm looking for something different from apart from coding. So I'm my father's friend suggests me to do this AEM course.
Okay.
So
Mhm.
yeah,
Great. Good. Yeah. So definitely you have basic knowledge in Java. You recently passed that. Okay.
yes, sir.
Fine. Hmm. Yeah, Balkrishna, can you please introduce yourself? You are on mute if you are saying something. Okay, so we'll talk to Balakrishna later. So let me introduce myself. I'm sharing my screen. Okay. So I am Biswal. My highest qualification is MCA, and I have more than 14 years of experience in IT industry. I'm a certified AEM lead developer and a certified WSPR Commerce Server lead developer. Currently, I'm working with one of the largest IT company as AEM architect. My expertise are in Java, J2E, OSPR Commerce, and AEM. So till now, I trained more than 1,500 students globally. So apart from my job, I used to take some individual as well as corporate trainings like this. Okay, this is briefly about me. So now come to the prerequisites. Okay, sorry, targeted audiences of this training. Okay, so all the experienced Java developers who want to switch into AEM, they can go for this training. When I say experienced Java developers, it means if you are working in some Java-based technologies like microservices, struts, Hibernate, and you want to switch into AEM, you can go for this training. All the experienced web developers, if you are working in some web technologies like C#, .NET, PHP, and you want to switch into AEM, you can go for this training. Other CMS developers, CMS stands for Content Management System. If you are working in some other CMS and you want to switch into AEM, you can go for this training. So AEM is a Java-based CMS. Okay, someone here I already worked on Sitecore, right? Sitecore is another CMS. So if you are working some other CMS and you want to switch into AEM, you can go for this training. So all the freshers who are having good knowledge of Java and HTML can go for this training also. So now come to the prerequisites. So as I told, AEM is a Java-based CMS. So we need basics of Java. When I say basics of Java, it means by seeing a Java class, you can understand this is a Java class, these are the variables, these are the methods, this is how to instantiate a class, this is how to call a method, abstract class, interface, OOPS concept, all the basic things only. We don't need in-depth knowledge of Java. So basics is fine. Then basic HTML, so everyone knows, so no need to say. Then JS and CSS. Okay. So if you know JavaScript and CSS, you can be a full stack developer in AEM. It will be an added advantage for you. Okay. So if you know Java and all, you will be a core developer in AEM. But if you know Java as well as CSS, JS, you can be a full stack developer of AEM and you will have high demand in the market. Okay. So these are the prerequisites. Okay. So by the end of the training, what you will be able to do? So by the end of the training, you can create AEM projects, you can create static templates, editable templates, you can create pages, customized components, you can create client libraries, OSGI bundles, servlets, link models, query builders, content services, content fragments, experience fragments, workflows. Okay, you can understand MSM, dispatcher. So you will be able to do all those things which are expected from a core developer of AEM. Okay. At the end of the training, you will be a core developer of AEM. Okay. Okay. So now we'll discuss opportunities. Okay. So AEM is a market leader among all the CMSs. It is having high demand in the market. There are a lot of other CMSs like WordPress, Joomla, Crownpeak, Tridian, Sitecore. Okay. But AEM is having very high demand in the market. It is a niche technology. You will find a lot of job opportunities in AEM in comparison to other CMSs. All the big IT companies are having a lot of projects in AEM. Okay, and there are very less number of resources, AEM resources in the market. Because AEM is a licensed tool, there are very few people who knows AEM and they don't have access to, as it's a licensed tool, they are unable to learn it properly. Okay, and if you get a job with AEM profile, definitely you get a better package in comparison to Java developer. Okay, so it means AEM is a niche technology. It is having a lot of opportunities in the market right now, and in coming 5 years, I don't see any competitors of AEM in the market. Okay, fine. So these are the opportunities. Now come to the course content. Okay, so if you have any questions, doubts, you can go ahead. Otherwise, we'll continue.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Go ahead, please.
After that course learning, any additional skills are required to get a job?
No, so in AEM, there are different type of jobs, roles. Okay, like content author, core developer, UI developer, tester. So different types of jobs are there. So after completing this course, you will be a core developer of AEM. It means easily you can do content authoring and you can do testing. Okay. So we don't need any other thing along with AEM. So AEM and basics of Java, that is fine. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So now come to the course content. Our course content has two parts, basics and advanced. In basics, we are going to cover all those concepts which are common in all versions of AEM. Right now, we have AEM as a cloud service in the market. Okay. And in some of the projects, we are also using AEM 6.5. Earlier to this, we had AEM 6.0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So in basics, we'll cover those concepts which are common in all versions of AEM. You'll find it in 6.5, you'll find it in 6.1, AEM as a cloud service also. Okay. So it includes introduction, installation, browse different consoles, authoring architecture stack of AEM, exploring different page properties, Eclipse installation with AEM plugin, create project, create static template, create page rendering component, create a sample website structure, use basic Sightly APIs. So earlier we used to develop all our components using JSP, but right now we are using Sightly. So Sightly is altogether a different programming language. So along with AEM, we will also learn Sightly in this training. Okay, and we are going to develop all our components using Sightly here. Then open pages and consoles, touch UI and classic UI. Then modularize page rendering components, link resolution, inheritance of components, build a dynamic navigation component, use of loggers, create training title component, will create different type of edit dialogues, create logo component, will create design dialogues, will find out difference between edit and design dialogues, foundation components, parses, iparses, breadcrumb, will create some complex components, we'll discuss about internationalization, client libraries, okay. So these are the things which we are covering as part of your basics. Okay. So in advanced, we are going to cover editable templates or dynamic templates, policies, layout, creating base templates, content fragment templates, content fragment variations, authoring experience fragment templates, variation, authoring, tagging, OSGF bundles, create and use the bundle, workflow basics, will customize the process step of workflow, Sling models, Sling servlets, both path-based, resource-based, query builder, event handler, content services, dispatcher basics, MSM basics, scheduler. So we are going to cover all those things as part of your advanced features. Course duration will be almost 30 hours, maybe more than that. Every day 1 hour. In every class, we will discuss some concept, and based on that concept, we will do the exercises. And all the exercises should be done by you in your system only. I'll simply guide you how to do that. I'll not do any exercise in my system. All the students has to do it in their system, and I simply guide you how to do that. Okay, so that you will have good hands-on experience, and you can work on any AEM project at the end of the training as a core developer. Okay, any questions, doubts till now?
Basic and advanced, it is a single course, right?
Yes, yes, yes. In the same training, we'll get all both basics and
Okay,
advanced.
got it.
Okay, anything else? Okay, fine. So if you don't have, we'll go ahead. Okay, so before you start learning AEM, first we have to understand what is CMS. Because AEM is a Java-based CMS. CMS stands for Content Management System. So what is CMS? CMS is a tool using which you can create the website and you can manage the content of the website dynamically. For example, I will open one website. So I have opened ndtv.com. It is a news website. Okay. So as I told, using any CMS, you can create the website. So you can create this website also. And you can manage the content of the website dynamically. So what is content? Manage the content. What is content here? Whatever you see on this page, everything is content. For example, you can see logo, navigation bar, you can see some images, you can see some text, title. So whatever you see on this page, everything is content. Okay, so using any CMS, you can create the website and you can manage the content. Manage the content means, so now we understood what is content. Managing content means changing the content. So it is a news website, ndtv.com. Okay, let's say that they got some breaking news. So now they are showing some images, some text here. They have to show some different image and different text without restarting the server, without making the website down. They can change the content of the website. Okay, that is managing the content. So CMS is a tool or it is a software using which you can create the website and you can manage the content of your website dynamically. So it is a news website. So whenever you will find it running up and running 24/7. But if you refresh this page in every 10 minutes or 15 minutes, you will find some of the contents are getting changed. Some images, text are getting changed. How? The website is up and running 24/7. Contents are getting changed because this website is created using some CMS. And CMS provides that facility to manage the content of your website dynamically. Okay. So this is about CMS. So AEM is a Java-based CMS. So there are a lot of CMSs available in the market. WordPress, Joomla, Drupal, CrownPeak, Tridian, Sitecore, AEM. Okay. Then why we are learning AEM? Why AEM is in demand in the market? Okay. So before that, we'll discuss the history of AEM. Okay. There was a company called Day Software. They had a product called Communic or CQ5. Later, Adobe took over that company and they renamed that product from CQ5 to AEM. So earlier it was CQ5, now it is AEM. Okay, AEM stands for Adobe Experience Manager. It's a product of Adobe. Okay, so this is the history of AEM. Then why AEM is in demand in the market? Why everyone is preferring AEM? Why you want to learn AEM? Okay, so when I say everyone is preferring, it means all the customers are preferring AEM. Clients or customers are preferring AEM. Content authors are preferring AEM. Developers are also preferring AEM. So first we'll see why the customers are preferring AEM. Okay. Why the clients are preferring AEM. Okay. Let's go to the same website. So why the company launches the website? Because they want to generate some revenue from that website directly or indirectly, right? So if you want to launch a revenue generating website, okay, if you want to launch one revenue generating website, what all things are required for that? You will get everything in AEM. Okay. Actually, there was a product of Adobe called Adobe Marketing Cloud, AMC. So in that product, there are a number of tools are there. Okay. So in Adobe Marketing Cloud, we have AEM, Adobe Experience Manager. We have Adobe Analytics, Adobe Target, Adobe Campaign. So number of tools are there in Adobe Marketing Cloud. Okay. So if the customer wants to launch one revenue generating website, Adobe Marketing Cloud provides all the solutions for that. Okay. For example, I want to create the website and manage the content. So AEM is there. So when customer purchases Adobe Marketing Cloud, they get AEM, they get Adobe Target, Adobe Analytics, they'll get all the tools. Okay. So using AEM, they can create the website and manage the content. So now you can see some advertisements here. Okay. So if you want to launch a revenue generating website, you have to show the ads, advertisements. So how will show the ads? There is a tool called Adobe Campaign. So in Adobe Campaign tool, you can create the advertisements. You can create the newsletters, promotions, and you can use those campaigns on your AEM website. So if you are using Adobe Marketing Cloud, you are getting AEM, you are getting Adobe Campaign. Both are part of Adobe Marketing Cloud. Using AEM, you created the website, managing the content, and using Campaign, you are able to show the ads on your pages. Okay. So Adobe Marketing Cloud provides a complete solution to launch one revenue generating website. I'll give one more example. Let's say you want to implement personalization in your website. Okay. Personalization means, for example, I watch this website every day and I am very interested in sports news. So every day I watch sports news on this website. So next day when I open this website, they will show me the sports news as a priority. How? Because they have captured my navigational activities. They analyzed it. Based on that analysis, they are showing me the personalized content. So personalization. So in your website, if you want to implement personalization, there are tools, Adobe Analytics and Adobe Target. Both are part of Adobe Marketing Cloud. So using AEM, you can create the website, managing the content. By integrating with Adobe Analytics and Adobe Target, you can implement personalization. Okay. So Adobe Marketing Cloud provides a complete solution to launch one revenue generating website. You don't need to reach out different vendors for different tools. But if you are using some other CMS, let's say you are using Crown Page, Tridion or something else, and you want to show the ads on your pages, you have to purchase some third-party campaign tool. You want to implement personalization in your website, you have to purchase some third-party analytics and target tool, and you need to integrate that with your CMS. And that integration will take a lot of time, effort, and cost. But if you are using Adobe Marketing Cloud, so you will get everything in one package. You will get AEM, you will get Adobe Target, Analytics, Campaign, everything will get in that package. So it provides a complete solution to launch one revenue generating website. So that is the reason all the customers are preferring AEM. They don't need to purchase different tools to implement different functionality in their website. They are getting a complete solution from Adobe Marketing Cloud. Okay. So this is the reason all the customers are preferring AEM. Why content authors are preferring AEM? Content authors means, okay, there are different types of roles, jobs in AEM. So content authors, developers, testers, right? So content authors are the persons who are going to manage the content of your website. Okay. So now in this website, I am showing some images, some text. My customer decided to change those images, change those text. Who will do that? Content author is the person who is going to manage the content. Okay. So if you are using AEM, so it provides a very flexible and friendly environment to the content authors. Okay. so that they can manage the content of your website. For example, I am a content author and I want to change this image. Simply, I'll open this page. There will be a separate URL for that. I'll double click on this image. One widget will open. I'll drag and drop new image. Click OK. Image got changed. I want to change the text. I'll double click on the text. One widget will open. I'll type new text. Click OK. Text got changed. So very easily I can manage the content of the website as a content author. So that is the reason all the content authors are preferring AEM. In some other CMSs, to manage the content author has to open a folder, some subfolder, some config file, do some changes, open the page, test it. If it is not working, find out some other config file. It will be a hectic task for them. But if it is AEM, very easily they can manage the content. So that is the reason all the content authors are preferring. So business users are preferring, content authors are preferring. What about developers? So for developers like you and me, AEM provides a lot of things inbuilt, a lot of APIs and libraries inbuilt. You can use them to create your templates, components, utilities and all. Okay. It provides one sample web application for us. When you install the AEM instance in your system, you will get one sample web application. So if you want to develop your web application, you can refer that, how things are done there. You can refer that. You can copy paste the same thing and customize it in your application also. Okay. And AEM is easy to learn. Okay, that's why all the developers are also preferring AEM, and AEM is in demand for these reasons. Okay, any questions, doubts regarding Adobe Marketing Cloud, different tools inside that? Okay, so what is AEM, CMS, what is managing the content? Any questions? So now we'll discuss different instances of AEM. Okay. So there are two instances, author instance and publish instance. So what is instance? Instance means it's a platform. So author instance provides a platform where your complete website will be developed. Okay. So all the internal users have access to the author instance. Internal users means all the developers, content authors, administrators, testers, these are internal users. So all the internal users have access to the author instance. So in your author instance, your actual website will be created. Okay. So using AEM, we are going to create the website and manage the content. Right. So we are going to create the website means we are going to create the pages of your website. Who will create the page? Content author. Content author is the person who is going to create the pages of your website. So how will create a page? In AEM, to create a page, we need a template. So content author needs a template to create a page. From where you will get the template? Developer will develop it. Content author will use that template to create the pages. Now developer developed the template, content author used, and he created some pages. All pages are blank, empty, and he wants to show some content on those pages. So content author needs components now. From where he'll get the components? And developer will develop it. Okay. Content author will use those components to show the content on your pages. For example, you want to show an image. So developer will develop the image component. Content author will use that image component on the page to show an image. Okay. So in your author instance, the developer will develop templates, components, client library, JavaScript, Java, all those things. Content author is going to use the templates to create the pages. He is going to use the components to add content on the pages. Okay, tester will test it. Admin will do his work. So all the internal users work together in your author instance to create your website. Okay, your website is created in author instance. All the pages of your website are created. Contents are authored. Now you want to show your website to the end users. You want to expose your website to the end users. There is a difference between internal users and end users. Just a minute. Okay. So there is a difference between end user and the internal users. So end user means who is accessing your website. For example, this is the website ndtv.com. I am the end user. So I can browse the website. Okay. So end users doesn't have access to the author instance. Okay. Only internal users have access. Okay. Now whatever we have created in author instance, templates, components, your website, its pages, everything needs to be published to publish instance. Okay. So everything, whatever you created here, everything should be there in your publish instance. So that end users can access it. In your author instance, you created a home page. Now you have to publish it. So same home page will be available in your publish instance. Now the end user can browse that home page. Okay. So publish instance is just like a container. It contains the latest content of your website. Whatever you want to show to the end users, it will be there in your publish instance. Okay. So your website and its pages, all those things you are created in your author instance, it was published so that end users can access it. So in your publish instance, if you want to change something, for example, this website, whatever I see here, everything coming from publish instance. Okay, it was created in author instance. This page, home page, was created in author instance first, then published. After that, it was available for the end users. Let's say I want to do some changes. I'm a content author. I want to do some changes, content changes here in publish instance. So I am not supposed to do some changes here. First, I'll do the change in author instance, publish it. After that, automatically the changes will be visible in your publish instance. Okay. So contents of your publish instance is internally managed from the author instance. Okay. So the author instance and publish instance. Any questions, doubts on author and publish? So mostly we are going to work on author instance because we are going to develop, right? So author instance. Any doubts, any questions? Guru, are you able to understand?
Yeah, yes, Biswal. So one question, like, see, when we have author and publish instances, like if you have three different environments, like a test, UAT,
Mhm.
or production, in all the three instances, it should be the same setup, right? Author
Correct,
and
correct.
publish should be there.
Exactly. For
Okay.
example, your dev environment. So dev author, dev publish. QA
Okay.
environment, QA author, QA publish. Prod author, prod publish.
Understood.
Okay. So now we'll discuss how the content flows from the content authors to the end users. Okay. So content authors are the persons who are going to create the website, who are going to add the content on the website and its pages, right? How the content flows from the content authors to the end users. Let's say in our project, we have 4 content authors. Okay, so as we discussed, so there are multiple environments, a dev environment, QA, UAT, production. Let's say we have production environment. So we have production author instance, production publish instance. Let's say there are 4 content authors who are working on production author instance. Okay, so this is our author instance, author, production author, prod author. So there are 4 content authors in our team, A, B, C, D. So content author A created 10 pages and added some content and published to publish instance. They created all the pages in author and published to publish instance. B created 20 pages, published. C created some pages, published. D created some pages in author and published. So now all the 40 or 50 pages, whatever created by the content authors, are there in the publish instance. It was created here and published. So all 40 pages are available in publish instance now. So you can have a single publish instance or you can have multiple publish instances also. If you have a single publish instance, so all the content authors can publish the content to the same instance. If you have multiple publish instances, so they have to publish to each and every publish instance so that each and every publish instance will have same content. Okay, so now all publish instances are having same 40 pages, okay, with same content. So your website is available here now. Now the end user type the URL, amazon.com or something he typed. Press enter. What happens? One request got created. That request will hit your publish instance and retrieve the content and display the content to the end user. Before your request hit the publish instance, your request will hit the web server. In web server, there is a tool called dispatcher will be running. Okay, so your publish instance is actually your application server. And whenever in normal any web application, we have concept of web server and application server. So here also same thing. Any request comes, it will hit the web server first. So in web server, there is a tool, or sometimes we call it as another instance of AEM. The name is dispatcher. So in web server, dispatcher is running. So your request will hit the web server. Now dispatcher will take that request and it will redirect that request to your publish instance. Then it retrieves the content for that request and it stores all the static HTML content in a temporary storage device. Dispatcher will store the static HTML in temporary storage device. It may be your hard disk, the RAM, somewhere it will store it. Then it shows the content to the end user. Now the same end user refresh the page after 5 minutes. What will happen? Again, the request will hit the web server. Dispatcher will be running there. Now dispatcher will not retrieve everything from publish instance. It will check because there are something stored in temporary storage device, right? So it will check if those things got changed in the backend in your publish instance. If it is changed, it will retrieve from publish instance. If it is not changed, it will retrieve it from the temporary storage device and shows the content to the end users. This mechanism is called as caching. So dispatcher is responsible for caching and load balancing. So whatever request comes, dispatcher will redirect that request to the publish instance, retrieve the content. At the same time, it will do caching and load balancing and deliver the content to the end user. Okay, so you understood what is caching. So using caching technology, your page will load fast. Okay, for example, you type some URL for the first time. Okay, so your URL request will hit the server, web server. Dispatcher will redirect your request to the publish instance, and it will retrieve everything from the publish instance and shows it to the end user. But if you refresh the same page after 5 minutes, it will take only the changed content from publish instance and rest of the static HTML content from temporary storage device, so that your page will load fast. Okay, so dispatcher is responsible for caching and load balancing. So what is load balancing? Let's say your website is having lots of users, lakhs of users. Okay, take example amazon.com. They have lakhs of users. At a time, 10,000 users trying to do some transaction with Amazon.com, for example. Okay. So what will happen? Thousands of requests will be created. Okay. Now, if you have one publish instance, dispatcher will redirect all the thousands of requests to publish instance. So what will happen? Your instance will become slow, or it may crash also. A lot of requests came at a time, right? So in this case, they have to launch multiple publish instances. 10 publish instances lost, for example. Okay. Now same thousands requests came to your web server. Now dispatcher will do load balancing. It will distribute first 100 users to publish A, next 100 to publish B, next 100 to publish C. So it will distribute the load among different publish instances. Okay. So dispatcher is responsible for caching and load balancing. So these are the content authors. Actually, they created the content, created the pages, added the content in author instance, then published it. So end users are trying to consume the content. They enter the URL, request got created, request will hit the web server, and dispatcher will take that request to a publish instance, get the response, retrieve the content, and it will do caching and load balancing and show the content to the end user. Okay, so these are the consumers of the content, these are the producers of the content. So in between, you have author instance, publish instance, and dispatcher. So publish instance runs on application server, dispatcher runs on web server. Okay, so any questions, doubts on this?
Yeah, Biswal, like, are we using any backend databases for this?
No, we are not using database. We are using JCR, Java Content Repository, to store the data.
So it means all content and media will be stored in the JCR.
JCR, Java Content Repository.
Okay, okay. And also you mentioned like we can have multiple publish instance, right?
Yes, yes.
So
Based on the
multiple.
number of customers. Yes.
Okay, so multiple publish instance means it will like multiple web servers or what? What does it mean?
No, no, no. Multiple application servers.
Multiple application servers, right?
Yes.
Okay. What about the author server? Author server also can
Only
be
one.
multiple.
Only one. Only one.
Only one. Okay. So authoring should be done only in one instance, and
Ah,
publish can be published to multiple
yes.
publish instance from one single author instance.
Correct.
Okay.
Based on your requirement, you have
Very
very
good.
less number of users. One
No.
published instance is sufficient.
Okay. And what is the web server are we using here?
So Apache web server actually.
Apache. Okay. Okay. So inside Apache only, this dispenser will be part of Apache web server only.
Dispatcher will be installed inside the Apache web server.
Apache only. So we no need to configure or install separately for this one.
Correct. So actually, dispatcher, all those things are part of admin things. So we are just covering only the basics of dispatcher here. Okay.
Mhm.
So we'll more focus on development on author instance.
Okay.
Okay. Fine. So that's it for the day. So we'll continue from here from our next classes. So our next class will be on Monday, I guess. So you get in touch with Srinivas and Sampath, and try to enroll yourself as soon as possible so that we can start our regular sessions. Okay. So our next class will be on Monday, same time. Yes. Okay. So you can get the confirmation from Srinivas.
Sure. Okay. Thank you, Biswal. Thanks for this.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.